When we talk about subject-verb agreement, we are talking about making sure that if we have a singular subject, we are using a singular verb. And of course, it follows that if the subject is plural, the verb must be as well. Here is what we will cover in this video. Review of subject and verb, compound subject with the word and, compound singular subject with or nor, compound mixed subject with or nor, collective nouns with the word of before the verb, exception to of with portions, subjects separated from the verb, and lastly, singular indefinite pronouns. Let's start with finding the subject and verb of the sentence. Even if this quick review seems basic, knowing these two things is the key to success in correct subject-verb agreement. It is easiest to start with the verb. A verb is a word which describes an action, doing something, or a state, being something. He leads the squad. Leads is an action verb. He is the squad leader. Is the state of being verb. Sometimes a helping verb is part of a sentence. For example, he must lead the squad. Must is the helping verb to the main verb lead. Here is a tip. The helping verb comes before the main verb. A noun is a naming word. It names a person, place, animal, idea, or thing. Let's look at the following sentence. The new captain relocates to Europe next month. The nouns in the sentence are captain, Europe, and month. Europe is a proper noun, meaning a unique or specific noun. You should always capitalize a proper noun. The verb is in red. To find the subject, ask what or who is performing the action. In this case, it is the captain who relocates. The important thing to know is that the subject of your sentence will always be a noun or a noun phrase, which is a group of words acting as a kind of noun unit. The noun units can seem a little tricky at first, but I'm going to give you a number of guidelines to help you understand. With a singular third-person noun, which is a noun you could replace with he, she, or it, regular verbs take an S, as in, the scout performs well under pressure. Plural subjects agree with a verb that does not have an S. The Rangers perform well under pressure. A way to remember this is that when the noun has an S, the verb has no S. If the noun has no S, the verb does have an S. But again, English is full of variety, so this is just a generalization and won't work in every situation. When the subject of a sentence is composed of two or more nouns or pronouns connected by the word and, use a plural verb. This forms a compound subject. The and makes the subject plural because it adds together two singular things, in this case, loyalty and duty. Loyalty and duty motivate her through difficult times. There are exceptions, however. Pomp and Circumstance is the traditional song usually played at graduation ceremonies. The bed and breakfast lacks privacy. In these sentences, pomp and circumstance and bed and breakfast are compound nouns that act as a single concept. When two or more singular nouns or pronouns are connected by or nor, also forming a compound subject, use a singular verb. This makes sense because the or nor limits your choice to only one, which would be singular. In other words, each subject agrees with the verb as a single yet separate item. Neither loyalty nor duty motivates her. You might wonder what to do if you have both singular and plural nouns connected by or nor. In this case, you make the verb agree with the noun closest to the verb. Neither Master Sergeant Grimm nor his troops leave any detail to chance. Neither his troops nor Master Sergeant Grimm leaves any detail to chance. A subject in a sentence will normally come before a phrase beginning with the word of. This rule is important and will really help you avoid most subject-verb mistakes. The group of detainees looks tired and fearful. Group is the subject. Of detainees is just further description of the word group. Group takes a singular verb. As I mentioned, English provides us with plenty of variety, and there is an exception to the subject coming before of. This exception is when you are indicating portions of a thing. When indicating portions, you look for the noun that comes after of. Here are some examples. A fourth of the book is missing. Some of the books are missing. A lot of the Korean linguists deploy. Let me take a moment to discuss why group takes a singular verb. There are nouns that refer to an entire set of people, animals, or things that form collective nouns. Some examples of collective nouns are group, board, committee, jury, flock, pack, team, and news. These often have a phrase beginning with of after them, and as I said, they act as singular nouns. Treat distances, periods of time, and sums of money the same way you would treat a collective noun when you are considering these things as a unit. For example, 10 miles is nothing to the triathlete. 15 minutes is not a long time to wait. $5 was all I had left in my pocket. In case you were wondering, the numbers before the nouns are adjectives since they describe the nouns. Here is an exception. Dollars are more valuable than Iranian rial. In this case, dollars would take the plural verb are because the meaning is dollar bills. In addition to the phrases beginning with of, sometimes words surrounded by parentheses and words such as along with, as well as, besides, and for example, separate the subject from the verb. These additional words and phrases are not the subject. Just ignore them and use a singular verb when the subject is singular. Here are two examples. An iron will, as well as nerves of steel, is the secret of the colonel's success. Or, an iron will, at least that is what people say, is the source of his success. Will is the subject in both cases and takes the singular verb is. In sentences beginning with here or there, you will find the subject after the verb. Here is a way to figure out the solution. There are many ways to be a friend. The subjects are way in the first sentence and ways in the second sentence. Watch out for this common mistake. People sometimes use the contraction there's, meaning there is for both singular and plural. It is only correct for singular subjects. Try to avoid using it altogether, and be sure if there is a subject that is plural, you say there are. Here is the final guideline in this video on subject-verb agreement. The words each one, either, neither, everyone, everybody, anybody, anyone, nobody, somebody, someone, and no one are all singular indefinite pronouns and require a singular verb. In summary, everyone likes to know what they're doing, but nobody likes a long grammar video. See you next time.